Absolutely fine.
Okay.
I'll just do a little introduction in a minute. And then
Great.
we've got, always takes a few students to come in. They're very busy at the moment, so some of them might end up watching the recording. They're just coming up to, the second years are coming up to their final reviews tomorrow. So students will be opening. Good, YouTube's working, that's great. As soon as you start, Cathy, I'll spotlight you, so basically people will see you. Welcome everybody on YouTube, and welcome students who are coming in to see our practitioner talk Service Design TV with Cathy Huang. I'm really delighted Cathy's come back. We had Cathy talk to us at our WIP show events, but we had terrible technical problems. So we wanted to make sure Cathy came back and had a nice clear run at it. So really grateful to you, Cathy, for coming back with a new VPN system. So we're looking forward to that. And we'll just give it a couple of minutes whilst we wait for students to come in. I just sent out a note to everybody. But welcome to everybody on YouTube if you've tuned in, either now or in the future. And welcome students if you're joining us live or whether you're watching this in the next 24 hours or so. Just wait a few minutes, see if we get some more people. That would be nice. How are you, Cathy? How have you been? Everything good?
Good, good. Yeah.
How long are you?
We just hosted the service design.
Sorry, say that again.
Yes, I have a presentation. You see my screen?
Yes, very clearly.
RCF,
yes.
RCF.
Very clearly, it's all up. And how long do you think you'll be talking for? And are you happy to take questions afterwards?
Yes, I prepared enough for 1 hour or 1.5 hours. Depends.
Oh, okay.
I'm
okay.
Flexible.
All right. Okay. I think probably an hour is our normal thing, and then some questions after that. But that's absolutely great. That's great.
Okay.
Okay. What I suspect will happen is that students will join us after we've begun. So if that's okay with you, we'll get started. And thank you very much again, Cathy, for coming back and talking to us. You gave a fascinating talk last time, and I'm really interested in hearing what you've got to say to us. So hopefully there'll be some time for some Q&A afterwards. We are recording this for all the students who can't make it today, and for all of you out on YouTube. We'll be advertising this straight after as well. So I hope you enjoy this talk. Cathy, thank you very much. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you for having us. It's been a great honor. So my talk from Shanghai, CBI China Bridge. Let me first introduce CBI a little bit. We are a diverse group of design-driven innovators. As you can see from the picture, we have a dynamic team with different background, and we connect insight to actionable innovations. What we love is contributing measurable solutions to complex problems. We offer consulting on product service innovation and organization empowerment. Our purpose is to bridge better futures for individuals, organizations, and humanity by design. So that's where name come from, CBI China Bridge. We are 18 years since 2003, bridging impact. Billions of people using our product and services here globally. Over 100 cases in China as well as global. we also nurturing a community. We initiated SDN, Service Design Network, Shanghai chapter. So this is a picture we took in Amsterdam. Those are the initiators of SDN global chapters. We also host SDN China conferences, once in Shanghai and twice I talked in China, 3 times representing China, speaker in the global stage in SDN. To bring China's practice to all of the world. And today it is a great opportunity to share case studies and my thoughts with RCA. RCA is my most admired university schools listed in art and design. This is a dream school. I didn't able to enter, but today I am such an honor to share what we are doing here with you guys. So about CBI, and next page is about thought leadership. This beginning of this year, I published my 4th book. The past book is about design management, 2004, design strategy on 2007, and on 2019, I published first service design book. It's one of the few service design book wrote in China, by China. Most of the service design book is translated from the Western community and by Chinese. And what my book is originally and initiated thoughts from my team, and mostly organized by me. Collectively from our team. So this year we iterated the book and published the 4th book. So for those audience, you can read Chinese, going to any platform, you can find my book. So we are pushing our industry forward by our thinking and our knowledge. So that's what we call thought leadership in the industry. We are very honored to have worked with an amazing group of clients. They are top client in the world. That's also help our team get smarter and better. So now, after quick introduction about my team, my organization, and a little bit about my background, I would like to focus on service design. So when we talk about service design, a lot of people thinking service design is design journeys. So it's about enlightenment moment or touch points. Even we have a magazine called Touch Points, right? So as the illustration here is about a peaking point, the down point, and the increased peak, and create a wow moment. Those are very true. Those are the service design important factors of service design. However, I believe design organization is also as well as important as design touch points or wow factors or design journeys. So service design is not just designing the surface part. It's about design the organization. So the illustration is in Chinese, but as you understand, this is included organization, front supporting team, the backstage, and the line, invisible lines, invisible part is as important. So this is about to transfer the business and transfer the organization. but only 30% of companies succeeded. As McKinsey Global Leadership Survey famous find that there is only 3 in 10 change effort succeeded. So the McKinsey only can get so much succeeded, let alone our designers. When our designers are trained as empathy and the drawings and co-creation, how can we design to design the client's organization? If you work for a big corporation, how to transform your business organization, how to transfer your peer department thinking, of way of working. This is very important, critical questions I would ask you. Are you prepared for that? The reality is a successful change is more about a mindset, not a budget. The IBM study has identified that the biggest roadblocks to change are people's factor. So 53% is about changing mindset. The next is corporate culture, complexity, low resources, and low commitment. So that you can see, not a budget problem. It's about a changing mindset. Okay. So let's say the gaps when using service design in China for traditional business, there are bigger gaps in both mindsets and the culture. Agree or not? I find that those are the biggest gap. It's not about to introduce your beautiful thinking or design new touch points and introduce to the organization. It's really about mindset and culture that's needed to be redesigned. So how to do it? We have been challenged. We have been challenged in recent years to get leaders in China to adapt service design in their business. Pull and push like this guy. It's so hard. So I also spent years about thinking how to influence the CEO to pay for service design, to sell the service design to the organization. It is hard. Created in the West, but it didn't go well. People don't understand. As you know, I started to practice service design 10 years ago. Especially hard. People ask me, what is service design? What is usage for that? What's the difference with the marketing design or the other design areas? What's the relationship with the planning and the strategy and many others? People don't understand. But this couple of years, people gradually starting to get these terms and see the importance of service design. But we are the first, one of the first people in China try to approach service design, and it's so hard to get people understand the meaning. So we have to zoom out to find a new way to convey the value, meaning design in a straightforward and easy way. So linking theory and practice to in-house service design with a strategic purpose. To connect people, what people already understand in China, and also connect with a more strategic part of the high-level CEOs understanding. So connect what they care with what we want to sell. So today I'm going to introduce you a new term. First is Wu. Wu in Chinese is 5. Look at me, 5. 5, Wu. And next is Xing. Xing, Wu Xing together means 5 elements. 5 elements is a traditional Chinese theory called wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. So instead of a linear, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's not just a linear thing. It is a interactive system between these 5 elements. 五行. So let's look at the relationship from Chinese ancient theory. 五行, the relationship, the first is wood. Wood generate fire. Okay, next page have the better. So the element next to each other is enhancing or generating. You look at from the clockwise. Wood feed fire. Fire create earth, and the earth produce metal, and metal abstract water, and the water nourish the wood. So if you look at this this relationship like clockwise, I use a sign of plus, means they enhancing each other. If you think about it, wood make the fire bigger, right? Fire creates the earth, and the earth produce metal. Metal abstract water. That water means like liquid. Water nourish the wood. That's generation. And then the next page, I'm going to show you another relationship between these five elements. So inside you see it's a minus, diminishing. So diminishing means wood parts earth. And the earth absorb water, and the water quenches fire, and the fire melt metal, and the metal chops wood. So you like the relationship between the star. It's a one element next to each other. It's a star relationship. This is a diminishing relationship. So I try to make this traditional 5,000 years philosophy simple and illustrate to you so that you understand. This is not my creation. This is what was created a long time in China. And also, okay, I have been thinking about this for a long time. So what it's just like a human body. If the complex organization is like a human body, we can't expect you got a healthier body next day. When you wake up, you need to exercise, and you need a disciplinary, and you just like an organization, you need what is the five element in our organization. So we have been developing our working philosophy, a combination of our culture with a Western toolbox. So using the framework of Wuxing, we identify the organizational element that positively impact service design. They are interrelated. So they are interrelated. They are not linear related. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's linear. But we say this 5 element is interrelated. So if you find your leader is not good, you can't just hire a leader from your competitor. The problem is not solved. If you find that you have strategy problem, you hire McKinsey to do a strategy project. That maybe don't save you. So we try to present these 5 elements equally important and also interrelated to in front of the CEO or our potential client, where we say, look, this is the five factors you need to consider. When you consider your personal health, these are the 5 elements of your body. And when you consider your organization health, actually Chinese traditional doctor connect the 5 organs of a human body, like a liver, heart, blah, blah. You can check on the internet. The Chinese, those are also being applied thousands of years. So human body are interconnected. So you can't diagnose, you have a stomach ache, and then you just take a pill. you got to see check other part. So I believe organization is the same thing. We put this 5-element framework to talk to the CEO, so they get it. If you talk about a complex service design, they're not interested. First, they are not interested. Second, they don't get it. The next day, they ask you, what the hell is service design? So when I say, 5 elements of organization, they understand. They get it completely. So that's their language. Bridging Western and Eastern, apply a holistic approach with service design. I'm going to introduce you a real case study about this. This is a case study, redefine business model with service design. Can you guess what kind of park or what business they are in? Very people say, oh, they're elevator company. They are museums. Actually, wrong. This is our garbage processing plant. And this was how they looked 10 years ago. So can you imagine they will use service design? What service design could do for this kind of factory? I hardly believe they will hire us when I first meet their CEO. But 10 years later, Nanhai, this company become like this. The same view. They become Nanhai eco-friendly industrial park. And they are very imaginary and beautiful park. So let me introduce you how this things happen. And when this kind of company want to grow and expand their business, they need to have more factories or more factories in China. But whenever they build a factory, they have a same challenge called NIMBY. NIMBY is the first word of the, not in my backyard. So whenever they expand, nobody wanted them to be in their neighborhood or backyard. So how to solve the problem? How to solve change the people's perception of their company? How to make sure their citizens believe their technology is good? How to convey their good technology and a good heart to the neighbors to solve the not in my backyard problem. Most people solve the problem by, okay, I hire me to how good we are, and or we could go do a promotion or public events. Actually, let's bring up our innovation do as a service design. I pause for the service designer think about what you would do for this kind of challenge. 10 years later, they dispose several thousands of tons every day. And this was me when I first visited them. You know, I'm standing in front of a garage, mountains, like huge garbage looks like good and smell free. And I was very touched. That day I dressed up, looks like the garbage mountain. You know, looks like beautiful painting. And I was touched, and I talked to their boss, the CEO. We said, you know, yes, you are the garbage processor, but you could redefine your business into an advanced eco service provider. So if you redefine your business into advanced eco-service providing up to a lot of possibilities and opportunities, you can think of what you can do differently. So this caused a shift in a business model. What was their business model is B2G. So B2G is business to government. But if you rethink about if you provide a service for your neighbor, for your community, for your citizen, what service you can provide, and you can influence C back to government. So your business model could go. Government will be happy to make a decision if their people, their citizens support the decision. So involve the citizen into the government decision and use the service design to change their business model and make a garbage the traditional company into a eco service provider. That's full of imagination. So that's when we step in. When we step in, we didn't say, guys, you need a service design? I think they will say no. Nothing to do with you, service designer. But our first step is to build simply to say is our first is a workshop to lighten up their organization. Instead of try to sell the service design. So we build the innovative organization. The picture we first workshop. And they were pretty happy about the result, and cross department was enlightened. And one of the concepts they developed is to is about to open their factory, open their plant up to the public. From the first workshop, we done like 20 different workshops. We even created their internal innovation system to inspire more people with toolkits of service design. So service design started to become a working methodology. Gradually, we have done these 20 workshops within like 3 years. We work with them and make sure they understand how to use the methodology to co-create. So as I said, one of the concepts they generated is to open their plant factory up to public to visit anytime. This was a very bold idea. This kind of factory, they're afraid people visit or the government to come to check them all the time. So this idea of let's open our factory anytime, any public or neighbor welcome to visit us. So that's a very bold idea. However, their management think this idea have a good potential, and it's a very different idea. So why not open a factory for visitors, general visitors? Why not open this factory to the elementary school student to come to see how they process the garbage, how they protect the environment. So those can be a great story, right? So they take this this idea further and invite us to use the service design to design their spaces and their visiting processes. So use the 5 principles of service design, build a holistic park of tour experience for Grand Blue. Grand Blue is the company name. So the first is user-centered, as you're familiar. We need to identify who will be the visitors. So various groups of the customer come to visit the park, but who will be the major target? Is that media? Is that the government? is that the partners or the kids? So we first decide and identify who is the visitors, and we decided that these kids will be their major target. If we can touch we can serve the kids well, and the kids will influence the parent, and the parent will influence the community, and the media will have stories to tell, and then government will happy to support. So this is a whole story. But we identify the key audience is children. So that's the user center, where the first step we instead of designing for many stakeholders, we say a way of visit your place. So we define the keywords that user want for their visit experience, and then become a design direction. So it's very hard for people to understand what this kind of company do, and what they're good about. So we designed around the environmental story, a great animal escape. The great animal escape is, every day there is an animal disappear in the world because of the pollution. Away from the pollution is a way to survive. So when we visited this park in-house, we see this sculpture of animals running away, and then we were step by step, we will guide them to see the secret of water, how to process the wasted food, and where the garbage come from, and clean energy, flexible spaces, and the story of Grand Blue. So we created the Grand Blue passport, and which contains different tasks, make the tour a fun and interactive experience. So by experience it, the people will understand where this animal was, why the animal was gone, and why the Grand Blue is a good company to protect them in the future, to save them back to the world. So this is a fun story, and not instead of a very traditional showroom, we developed this, and we co-created this with client, and involve the stakeholder in the design process. And we developed the 5 principles: refuse, reuse, reduce, recycle, and repair. So those are the principles we'll insert in a different part of the design. So the branding wise, they now also design the branding around this 5 elements. 5 elements again, different 5 elements. So the service design is about from surface to core. So based on the journey map, we also the tour is break down into the touch points, and the touch points also break in the organization. We redesign, because this kind of organization, they were not ready for receiving the general public visitors. So the new position will be created. The department interactions and workflow will be rethought. So we from the surface to core, we redesign their organization in order to get them ready. And holistic, not just a park, but a smaller version of a smart city. From the concept to experience and the touch points going progressively deeper. So we think holistically, and we also evidencing. We find that this environmental protection, or the idea of the company needed to be conveyed and presented in a way that allow users to perceive them. So the physical landscape or visiting experience needed to have a better interactive way. So this is one of the like a visual presentation to help people understand, quickly understand what the message we are trying to convey. And the whole experience is very very interactive and to and show the about the environment protection and the wayfinding system design. And the last is about the part from January to February to the year end, every month, what to do to show the kids, to play with them, to involve them, involve the neighborhood, some art exhibition, and also commercial shows. So they are not just like the space designer or urban planners work. They design the hard part, physical part, and but we design both. Design the hard part, hardwares, but also the soft part is as well as important, so that we can hold their hand and make sure they can run this project smoothly, open for public. So the project is done now. The influence is we have using our own influence to make sure it spread the word in the printed media, in the international speech, the national speech, and the community and the new media. So this story is all over in their industry and beyond their industry, as well as our design community. So it's quite a very quite a different case that the design is used in a dirty, traditional, and the unimaginable areas that I would ever imagine they will hire our service design. Everything is all started when the CEO visited me in Shanghai, and I started to communicate with them, her about my initiative about global sustainability jam and co-creation methodology to involve more people, to inspire more people, and involve more people in the creation process. So the CEO's eyes was lighting up, and she asked me a question. Said, "Can you enlighten my team, get them more active and more innovative?" So I first thing, so I fly over to their factory and initiated the first workshop. So that's the thing, how it started. So design get into the corporate DNA, started from the inside, and then is the organizational empowerment. And then what happened is the implementation design spread in the product, space, brand, and the digital side. So the implementation design is tagged along by organizational empowerment. It's the I didn't wanted this big project. I didn't want the 3 years big project, but by having this project, we have to hire more people, and we have to subcontract the project. It is a very intensive and risky thing for us. But the client trusted us so much. They said, "Be a leader of this whole complex project. Even you subcontract, that's fine. You do the project management. We believe you." So that's how it started, from insight to organizational empowerment, and then the design is yours. The even interdisciplinary design, complex project, huge project become landed eventually, and then the next part is building influence in the society. The story and these companies used to argue a lot with their neighbor. Their park have a neighbor which is a high school. The high school always say, "Oh, we got a bad neighbor, and they're dirty, they're pollution." And by building such a beautiful park and by doing these good things for the community, the school next door said, "Can we be a real neighbor, and let's tear down the wall between them." So they proactively ask to remove the wall between them. So that's a huge thing. And also when this company expanded them to Fujian province, where Ran is, the Fujian province, also the village have like a protest. The company say, okay, I don't want with NIMBY, I don't want in my backyard, and they invite the Grand Blue invited the head of the guy who protested them. They invited them to visit the to the Fujian province and talk to the government and say, we only allow Grand Blue to build the factory here, nobody else. So that's the impact of community and the sea. So that's when I started my presentation. B2G become B2G plus C by involve C, and they empower government decision, and also make the business grow. So let me summarize this case study a little bit. So I believe this is about connecting the dots, insight, strategy, and then the product space and brand event and people design. Those are can be integrated through our service methodology. So every time we initiate the project, we start from why, which is the insight, who we are serving, what is our target audience want, how to do things differently. You know, everything started from insight. Every project starting from why, and then the strategy is about what we can do, and then the how is about a product design, space design, branding design, event, and the people. So those are how. So but too bad so many companies started from how. Most of the company they are very practical. They start from beautiful design, beautiful space design. They hire exhibition company or space design to do the space design. They hire product design firm to do the product, or branding company to do rebrand a logo. So believe how to connect the how into one force and become a wow. Those are the service design magic. So the service design power is connecting those house together, connect the house together. The multidisciplinary design team can be used under a same strategy, and we can rethink those house. They can work together to generate a wow. And then they eventually is building in the impact and the evaluation, iteration, and the SOP. SOP is the standard of process, you know. So that then they were making money or grow the company. These are company are listed company. They are really huge financial success. They build more factories around China. So this is the simple way of connecting the dots. This is a very comprehensive, lasts 3 to 4 years. But if you read this this image, that explains how we connect this together. Yeah. This is our story about using service design to build an integrated environmental service leader. And if you have WeChat, you screenshot this and use WeChat. There is a very good case behind this QR code. Okay. Before I show you this video, I'm going to go back to where I started about my 5 element. What this is a service design case study. What's this related to my 5 element where I started? Remember, strategy, leadership, culture, creativity elements I was talking about. So the story started. The leader want to change. the leader come to Shanghai. They said she wanted some culture change. They're technically oriented. They needed some culture change. She wanted her company have a more innovative culture. But if she demanded the culture, I don't think it will happen. So she invited us to stimulate the whole thing. So back to where I started the 5 elements, and this whole story of the video is about 5 elements related on this case study. So I took this this case was first released when I was in Amsterdam. So I try to tell the Amsterdam guys this story by shooting a light out of Amsterdam map. Let's watch.
4、3、2、1。
珍珠的心理太奇妙。
Make it, do it, make sense. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, make sense, stronger. More than ever. Hour after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger. More than ever, hour after hour, work is never over.
经历很多培训啊，我过去忘了，肯定就是惯性思维，不是头顶一块石头，有一种。
Never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger. Hour after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger. More than ever, hour after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger. More than ever, hour after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger. More than ever, hour after work is never over. Work it harder, do it faster. More than ever, our work is never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger.
Okay, I hope you enjoy this video. So this video explained about the case, service design case related to 5 elements. And how to grow and get nobody wants you, not in my backyard, NIMBY, you know, the strategy, leadership, culture, creativity, and data. So the strategy, let's start from strategy, how to get an organization turn its workers, partners, and customers into believers and contributors. And leadership, how to align the purpose, company, customer, and community. And culture, how to avoid internal conflict when delivering a value cross division. And creativity, how to enable value creation that utilize different channels. And data, can we better understand and utilize data and information to iterate the strategy. And to government support, there are B2G. So government say, hey, you are a good company, please grow. That's before, but C said NIMBY, not in my backyard. So there was a need to transfer their mindset, which is a manufacturing-driven mindset. So the future is to embrace the community through multiple channel approaches and a transition to a service mindset. So become a B2G plus C. The C to C, they're open monitoring. Welcome visitors anytime. They have a theme park. According to the media, China media said they are first educational Disney park around the environmental educational Disney park. So they create transfer their factory into a theme park. They're using the social media to spread more, and they have online shop. They have educational program. They have a community engagement. So by doing this, they transfer their business model entirely. So making external impact through internal changes. You need to work on the internal changes to make sure your 5 organs work well, and you need to exercise so that your experience looks better. It looks more healthy and skinnier. So this company as same thing. So we CBI together with Grand Blue, we look at the organization. 5 elements, and we use the service design methodology and the design implementation powers to deliver a business model change. So it's an internal impact through organization change. It's define strategy and transforming leadership vision into culture, and then ideas into business result. So it's a combined front service experience and behind the scenes. And the broad experience is about we cross pillars. Our ability to understand people's needs and mindset. That gives us a unique perspective for developing a broad range of product and service experience that resonate in China for Chinese. Service design approaches, the double diamond. I don't want to talk more about this diamonds to you guys because you're familiar more than me. But these are the initiated from UK, double diamond. So I have been thinking about how to integrate the 5-element theory with double diamond. I spent like 3 years to think about this. I have no clue until I meet with the director of design council in UK. When we are in Toronto, SDN conference, we had a lunch together, and she joined this. And then today I'm going to present my 5-element theory joint with double diamond. What it could be. Okay, let me summarize my double diamond, my 5-element. So it's about interact each other, have a generating and a diminishing relationship, and also I talked about 5-element in the Chinese medicine. In Chinese medicine, the 5 elements are used to explain the cause and effect relationship of the symptom and the physiological disorders and remedies to be applied. So those are the 5 elements are liver, heart, spleen, lungs, and kidneys. So the 5 elements plus double diamond, I believe the 5 element could be a checking lock. Before you enter the double diamond process, you need to check whether your organization is ready. If the organization is not ready, you better not enter the double diamond. I think it's a waste of your time. So if you have right leaders, and if you good strategy, embracing culture, and those are 5 elements are unlock your creativity, you can do the double diamond process. And during the double diamond process, you can check this 5 element again and again, make sure it's reiterated. So these are the connections I built, and I could contribute to the organization design and think about. And I developed this theory a little bit more. So the Chinese 5 elements are flat. 2-dimensional, but if you look at this is a Shanghai Tower building. It's like a DNA. So we believe this could be a DNA of an organization. If you check every year, you can make this 5 element it become your own DNA by accessing the number. People develop this code together. So our working philosophy: observe, learn, ask, interact. Since 2003, we have been developing our working philosophy, which based on a combination of ancient Chinese theory of Wuxing and modern Western management. So our observe, learn, ask, and interact. It's a traditional way of doctors interact with their patient. By following it, help us empower our internal process, positively impact on our area that customer relations, sales, design research, creativity, and overall strategy. It's at the core of how we engage client and help them utilize our training and consulting service, which follow the 5 elements of innovation. And this resonated the Chinese CEO. They got it. They got the 5 elements since they are a child. And it's sounds familiar. And when we talk about this theory to them, they get take in immediately. So I said, outside reflect inside. Human body is an organization system. When weakness, illness, and symptoms will be revealed by related behaviors, same as organization. I like what Adam said. Adam Lawrence is my friend and my partner, and we done a lot of projects together. He said, change without strategy is luck. Strategy without design is faith. Design without research is a wishful thinking. But by connecting this essential process, we can change the world. So service design is connecting those elements, research, strategy, design, and action. We drive many industries forward and change our world. So design, service design is a methodology, and as well as a thinking process. Service design is a design, but as well as a strategy. Service design is mission. So my last page, and I just exactly using 1 hour to end my presentation. So this is my famous quote, design with purpose or be designed. I leave my email and my telephone number here. So feel free to contact me. And this QR code is CBI's WeChat. So if you use WeChat, please follow. We have a lot of concrete there. Thank you. That's all for my day I prepared.
Cathy,
so next part is Q&A.
Cathy, thank you so much. I thought that was just a fascinating example of how to adapt all the things that we have faith in, in design, into different cultural contexts. And I suspect that just about every piece of service design has the need to adapt to a different cultural context all the time. Every organization has its own cultural difficulties, but I thought it's been really interesting to see how you've been creative and moved and brought new concepts into the system thinking behind service design as well. You really show how we have to work with the system and have to try and change the system. So I found that really inspiring. Thank you very much. You've got some nice comments from people, so thank you. I don't know if anyone else has any questions they'd like to come in with.
I can't see your comment.
Good. If anyone has any questions on the call, then please do join us. Perhaps if you want to stop sharing, Cathy, then you can see who's on the call. And
oh, I need to get Rudy help.
All right, okay.
Could you help?
We've just got a few minutes for some questions, so.
I can't see people's questions. Maybe you can help.
We haven't got any questions yet, but the chat. Somebody had a question of how did metal attract water? Oh, we do have a question now as well, which is great. But I think somebody explained that metal digs for water or channels water, perhaps. And when you've sorted out,
okay.
Can you stop sharing? I can probably do it actually. So
I didn't stop sharing.
I think I can stop you sharing. There you go. Now we can all see you.
Great.
We have a question here from.
You want to stay?
From Xingyu. Do you want to ask your question, Xingyu?
1 second.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's perfect for you.
Your mom is on a video and your underwear and your butt is there. Sorry, guys. 1 second.
Okay, hold on.
Our daughter just came in trying.
Just hold before we ask your question.
Yeah.
Hi, Cathy. Can you hear us?
Sorry, Zoom faux pas there. There
That's
we go.
Right. Nobody saw anything.
Yeah.
Great. We've just got a few minutes for questions. So Xingyu's here ready to ask a question. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I have a question. Is about, we know that service design can affect an organization on a strategy level, which is top to down impact, right? But is there any lightweight way for front-end employees to understand service design? Because in service design, we use a lot of analyze tools to analyze the journey, to analyze our organization. But for the front-end stuff, maybe they don't have that present to know more about that, to think deep about the organization. So how can we bring that kind of things to them?
Were you able to hear that?
你能用中文再问一遍吗？
Oh,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
I will answer in.
Yeah. Okay. 我是说怎么样给一线的员工带来服务设计的思维，因为他们有时候想不到那么深，所以有没有什么轻便的方式？
Okay. When I try to impact the organization, I develop the triangle. So the how to influence the front end staff the entry-level stuff. So you don't need to talk about strategy. You don't need to talk about system so much. You talk about the service level. So the triangle, the bottom part is the service level. So we will promote the empathy. We will encourage them to provide their stories, how to better serve the client, how to enlighten moment, empathy moment, and they share their stories between the employees about the service level topics. So we create little videos, little stories between the employees so that they can interact with each other and learn from each other. So for them, thinking about the service level and learn each other is the next level is the process level. So for the middle management of the organization, we will ask them to think about and be trained as a service design thinker, to be trained to master some toolkits in their organization. So they will be in the system and the process level. And the next part in the top of the triangle is the service strategy level. So that's what we are, that's where we talk with CEOs, the board members. We talk about their strategy. We talk about their organization change. And we build their company strategy. We immerse the service design into their strategy. So like Rudy was sitting in the board and serve as a CDO of a huge German company named Covestro. Covestro is a material company which spin off from Bayer. This kind of company, they didn't have a C-level of designer at all. But when he sits next to CEO, we can impact their strategy. So you asked me about how to impact the first, the entry level front end employee. I would say focus on service level. Do what they can do. Don't confuse them into too much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Mm.
One question was people asking me why metal generate water. Those 5 element theory you can research a little bit more online. Imagine the surface of metal, like if this is a metal surface, when the temperature get cold, what happens? They have the liquid, the water drops in front of the metal. That's called a metal generate water. Is that a vivid example?
Yes, that was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any more questions, anybody? I think once we get over the hour, people have to go off to other meetings and other sessions. And if anyone's got any other comments, now's your chance. Cathy, what do you think the situation of service design in China? You've obviously gone to great efforts to explain and create some great examples. What do you think of the challenges for service design in China? And perhaps what can we do to support our students who want to get employed there and want to have impact? What tips do you have for the students?
Come to work with us.
Excellent.
we need a talent.
Right.
Yeah, CBI is known in China. We promote service design, and also we work with top companies in different industries. So graduate have a choice of working for consulting firm or for big corporations, or you start your own company. So basically, you have 3 directions: your own company, corporation, or consultant. I would say working for consultant give you a broader view and access multiple industries, and working with higher level of people in the organization. Just like our team member as even middle level, junior level, they can talk to the client directly, which is already director level. They pay for our service, they pay for our knowledge. So they typically respect us, respect our staff. But if you graduate of work for level is your access of top management and CEO, the chance is much lower. However, there is an advantage of working for corporation because you will get a much deeper knowledge in a industry. And the corporation will give you and nurture your experience and give you a proper training. Instead of in the consultant, you're running between industries. Your mind is crazy. Today you work for pharmacy, tomorrow you work for automotive. The next day you work for airport. So if you don't like the quick change your the gears so much, you want to work for a industry for 2 or 3 years or even more, I suggest you work for a corporation, starting a job there. That's a good way of starting your job. I personally worked for 2 corporations before I started my consultant job. I worked for one of the biggest company in China named Haier. Haier is a home appliances company. I was a project manager there. So I understand how to get a product produced: washing machine, the refrigerator, air conditioner, how to start an idea and turn into a product. So this was my job, one of the big corporations in China. So that's how I get a knowledge of how the organization works, what a design department work under a corporation. That gives me a good understanding. Now I can talk to any client because I understand how they work. The different department, different divisions, and across the department works. And my second job is GE, General Electric. So I was the first person they hired in China, starting their design innovation department. So that job is kind of internal consultant, but under a big umbrella, under a big corporation. So that job gave me a totally different perspective of how international company work in a different country. So I got a Chinese perspective and an international global perspective. So those are the real nutrition for me to move forward when I started my own design firm. So that enabled me work with global client. I'm not afraid to talk with any CEO in a big corporation because I have done it, I have seen it. I was there.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I encourage you, if you can first listen to your heart, what kind of people you are. You like a fast changing and cross different industry kind of job, or you want to really stay in a place, learn solid knowledge and grow yourself a little bit.
That's fantastic. It's fantastic.
You can change.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're nearly up on time now. So, but one thing I would like to say, Cathy, is that we have some terrific students from China here on this course. I think the impact they have when they go back to China is fantastic. But we will be graduating again, still online, of course, in June. It would be great to invite you back. Perhaps we could ask you to help us do an event in China. with Chinese audiences to show the talent that will be graduating. I hope we can ask you back and you'd be happy to help us do that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
So
I would love to.
that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. I think it's time to say thank you very, very much. I see everyone's had to rush off to other lectures and things like that. Thanks to everyone who's been watching the recording and everyone on
Okay.
YouTube. It's been a real pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for coming back. And we'll see you again, I hope, round about the time of the graduation. Let's organize something together for that. Thanks so much, Cathy.
Okay.
Have a good rest of
I'm
your
looking
day.
forward to that.
Thanks everybody
Thank
for
you.
watching. Have a good day and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
See you soon. Bye-bye.